Hey people, CzarThwomp here and welcome to episode 34 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time we started up the trial, for the first day of the trial for this chapter, and we were cross-examining Angel Star, who basically was saying a bunch of robophobic comments. Literally, she is insensitive and she is a horrible human being for her just degree of bigotry against our mechanical brethren. But anyways, let's just move on. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is going under our feet as we wait, mister. Yo, you don't mess with that woman's moss. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Hell! I'm the king of updating autopsy reports, even I think that's bullcrap. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What a hunk! He's my hero, really!
Yes, Emma has an eternal crush on Edgeworth. Even a decade later, she has a crush on Edgeworth. What about my objection? No one noticed. No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. Until the third game, that is. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she rested her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify! Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Photo. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. But that can't be. Only a true professional could be so clueless. I'm sure you'll make a good lunch lady. Have no fear. Harsh words, but good. If you are a detective, your pay will be cut 1,000-fold.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevailed.
What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really? Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude. Now back to business. What? Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next one might be just the moment of truth. Apprehend the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. And yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor had made an escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. She's like my Charlie's Angels. You are quite determined about the scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks!
Note to self, Attorney Wright gets bitten by snake.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, that one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Oh, great. Now I can't help but picture Lana going to the prosecutor's office Halloween party dressed as a cheetah. And meanwhile, Edgeworth just dressed as the Steel Samurai because it's Edgeworth. And Maverick, he would just go as himself. Though everyone would think that he's going as Dracula. While Blaze goes as Freddy Krueger and Gant goes as the Swamp Thing. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run beneath the partition off to her side. I'm pressing. So, where is this partition on the floor plan? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more detail. Press her. Silence is not golden. I'd like to see this on the floor plan just to be safe. The Wednesday car was in lot B. She was a visitor, thus she was parked in the B lot. So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make you about 30 feet from the car, yes? That would make you about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Thot? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing! The Coffin Queen lunch lady athlete indeed!
It would have taken her a little time to climb over that fence. She couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high too. Oh my gosh, Lana, sorry, Angel, she just climbed that fence, and then she just landed on Edgeworth's car, denting in the hood slightly. My car! Why my hood? Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high too. How come Miss Sky didn't get away? When I arrived, she mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you my testimony. Cheeky. Anyways, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? You mean this cell phone? By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon heading offstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car. There was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. So, okay. She kept trying to use the cell phone on the wall and just use her cell phone. Okay. Press it. We're just gonna keep pressing. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing! I only say this one time, so listen closely, rookies. The chief prosecutor was stabbed by the victim and ran behind the partition. Ah, yes. I just want to make sure, because you gotta present the floor plan for this one. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled out her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence? Oh, this picture. I remember this picture all too fondly. Because basically back in the day, I made a comment that I basically said, this is the stuff that fanfiction is made of. And then, about a few months later, I started writing fanfiction. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
I want to press this one, though. I know it's present the floor, but she made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a plate of foie gras. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying outside the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What is that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The car entrance.
That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent, more mysteries.
I wish we could solve a few before finding the out, though. So Miss Sky took the run.
I'm sorry, my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
Not as sorry as I am.
But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. She's only emotionally wounded people in the past.
Okay. Okay, just have to go and find the floor plans. And present. There you go. You win. The end. I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Milana's guy. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Only incompetency. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, picked me out 2 years ago. You even cut my pay before that. Literally, that firing is just more or less soften the wound. You yelled at me that you would cut my pay so low that they would that no current mathematical methods could determine how low it could become. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Ahem, let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't have possibly seen Miss Sky making that phone call. Unless you're Superman! And you are not Superman! I believe you are. I believe you see what I'm getting at? That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it! What? I'm sorry, I can't do that voice. I cannot be feminine like that. Order! What's the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies! That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told this court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to let CzarThwomp have gas. The witness lied about where she saw it. No humor there. She tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is the significance about this fact? Nothing. It would be pointless for her to lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. The witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. In other words, Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever had one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she called the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place where the Star witnessed the crime was here. The A block. If she was here, she could see the emergency phone. That's true. That solves the mystery. That would allow her to see the emergency phone, yes. But if she was there, she wouldn't have been able to arrest her well before she dialed her cell phone. Oh, you doubt my speed? I can run 150 feet in 9 seconds, you know. Is that really that fast? No, those are your witty rejoinders. Ah! Oh, yes, Your Honor. Ah. Where she could have been. The security guard room. Indeed, the security guard room is in the underground parking lot, is well positioned. It's built on the second level, so you can easily see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone there. But why there? There are many other places she could have seen the phone. Still, Lot A! It's in Lot A, technically! But why there? Yes, other places, yeah. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in the A block. But still, she was in the A block. The only place she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has gotten the better of Angel Star. Order! Witness, what have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? She talked about Miss Sky?
Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Sky lie? It doesn't make sense.
Huh?
She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph says all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. Or perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Thot witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said that she saw from B block.
It must make a vital difference. What? What would change? Difference in lighting! It's a difference in lighting! Lighting? What does that mean? Well, it means, see, the security guard station is on the second level. So, she would have seen the crime in better lighting conditions. This is important. Why? Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. You're a moron!
Mr. Witnessed the crime for the security station. B-block must be different. Okay. This is the crime. Yes. This shows you the difference between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plan is quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is about 30 feet. I don't see how that would change where she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Mister, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take for you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness? You. Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. Yes, Phoenix, you're now eating squids who are kids, who are squids, who are kids, who are squids, who are kids, who are kids, who are squids. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene, but the door was locked. I couldn't open it. And that's why I had to go through the visitors parking line B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. But for 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. And I just realized, I can't enter my Correcchio voice! This is what Correcchio was doing before the tagging on the V3. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. Now that I'm giving her a Karumi voice, I'm not even sure anymore of my voices. I can't distinguish them. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely! Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something! She's buttering the judge up with food!
Do I have any evidence to stop this? Aha! Raise objection, have to do this. 5 minutes between the witness of the murder and the arrest. Think about it! You could make pasta in that amount of time! If you like al dente. I got lunchboxes that hide pasta and that's rookie. A 5-minute blank? Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal. What would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Oh! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone! The judge is that settles it. The judge is the killer. The judge is the mastermind behind every crime in this series. He does it so he can be friends with Phoenix and Edgeworth. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah. Well then, it seems we come to the end of this testimony. She has a grudge against the defendant, and there is a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history, and the fact that I didn't cut her pay before.
We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright!
That was too close. I'm afraid that the Copper Queen has been dethroned, and with that, court is adjourned. It's not over yet. We still have more pictures, and we have a shoe. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to voice off on me! I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunch boxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. The judge can be bribed with a lunchbox. Like the lunchman motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Yeah. Literally, trust me, the trial gets better and better. This is the worst trial segment of this trial, literally, because it's all Angel Star. So much Angel Star! I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to that matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found in the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other was the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's blood. This shoe proves it's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Objection!
Lunchland, the official sponsor of the Gavin Law Offices. Literally, I could have just imagined Kristoff. He sees this child. He's like, he just says, he calls up Angel. He's like, Angel, hello. Miss Starr. You don't know me. My name's Kristoff Gavin. I run the Gavin Co. offices, and I have to say, I really admire your work. Screwing over Phoenix Wright and providing decisive evidence. So with that, I would like to make you the official caterer of the Gavin Co. offices. Of the Gavin offices, yes. Yeah, Krista has Lunchland. She caters. Why is this the first time I've heard this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. You and your updated autopsy reports are nothing but trouble. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. It'd probably end up in your painting vault. And you had blood tests performed. Didn't I mention I have 3 boyfriends in forensics? I don't care that you're a reverse harem Thot woman. Begone, Thot. Begone. Well, I can just imagine Edgeworth. Begone, Thot. Begone from my courtroom. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You should know the 2 rules of evidence law, Miss Starr. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Except, of course, if it's a photograph you received from my geriatric stalker. Next, rule number 2, it can all be from the Mishams. The Mishams are trash. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective, as I mentioned previously. This shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. No!
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. Broken is the appropriate term. So you have to. The one thing I've noticed, like, if you ever notice Edgeworth's pupils look like Edgeworth looks like he's lacking pupils. That's because Edgeworth is looking up. Those little, if you look closely at his pixel sprite, you'll notice that there are the little black dots in the upper center of his eye. That's his pupil.
You could at least study some evidence law, really?
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, yes, Phoenix, the evidence law bites him in the ass. 2 years later.
It appears that this evidence satisfies the virtual evidence law. Well, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
The shoe has been added. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Decisive evidence. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. I'm gonna go through this. I'll cross-examine this one next time. Anyways, I really appreciate that you're going to watch this episode, viewer, and I hope you come back for the next week. Like the video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want, and with that, I'll see you later. Bye.